Hey FlossTube, welcome back. This is my 101st FlossTube video, and I'm excited to share with you what I've been working on. But first of all, I want to welcome you. If you are new to my channel, welcome. I hope that you enjoy the things that I have to share with you. And if you are returning, thank you for coming back and watching my videos. I really appreciate it. It's been about a month since my last video. Things are going well here. Everybody's doing well. Work is really busy right now and it takes up almost all of my attention. So I haven't had, things have been pretty crazy. But other than that, everything is going well. It's better to be busy than not, I guess. Anyway, before we get started and before I show you what I've been working on, I just want to respond to a few questions that I've received since my last video. So first of all, JC asked me if there's a video that explains my rotation. I don't know that I have a video where I go in detail about it, but I can show you, I can kind of talk about my rotation right now. If you've been following me, you know that I have a list of all the projects that I'm working on. And if I can get it, if I can make it, my list is pretty long now. If I can fit it all in the video, I will, all in the frame, I will put it right here. I have right now 14 projects, and my list is from in the order that I started it, so from oldest WIP down to newest. And basically what I do is I just start up at the top of the list and work down. I've been doing that for quite some time. However, about a month or two ago, I decided I was going to modify that a little bit. I've decided that I'm going to have a focus piece. So my focus piece is my oldest piece, and I work on that every other week. So right now my focus piece is a Mid-Amish Life. I'm working on that every other week, and in the weeks that I'm not working on it, I'm just going down through my list. So I'm about 4 or 5 items down on that list right now, and it's going to take me a while to work through the rest of my list, since I'm only working on a different project every 2 weeks. But that's just basically what I'm doing. I work on a project every week and I change every week. I like doing weeks because when I work on a project, I want to feel like I've made significant progress on it before I put it up and go to something else. So I change every week. The day that I change is Saturday evening. I don't know why I decided to do that, but that just seems to work the best for me. So I change Saturday evenings, and I'm just working down through this list. That way everything gets an equal amount of attention, and everything works towards being finished. Pam asked me, with regards to a Mid-Amish Life, I am parking. I have a lot of threads that are parked right now, and so she asked me if I have a hard time keeping track of all of the different colors. And no, I don't. And that's because every thread is parked in a place where that color is going to be used again. So all I have to do is look at where that thread is coming out of the fabric, look at my chart and see what symbol is in that location in that chart, and then just start stitching those symbols when I start with that thread. It's really, really, really easy to do that. Sometimes, I will admit, sometimes I make a mistake and I park in the wrong location. But usually it's obvious when that happens. I decide to park a different color in that exact same location, or I can just tell that the color is wrong for that stitch. And sometimes I can fix that. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can't figure out what that wrong parked color is. If I can't figure out what it is, then I will just end that thread off. If I can tell what it is, I'll park it where it needs to be. But my chart just tells me what colors are. I just match the symbol with the the location that the thread is parked in and just work that way. Tina asked me about, so a while ago I showed an Afghan that I said that I was making for my daughter. It's a navy white, different set of squares. She asked me what I've done with that. It's basically it's been in a big plastic bin. All the squares are separate. About half of them have the ends woven in, and I just I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to finish that. My biggest, I don't want to have to do all the math that I have to do in order to sew those squares together, because every square has a different number of rows and a different number of stitches horizontally, and so I have to take each square and I have to decide, do the math to decide how I'm going to evenly sew that square together, and that just seems like a daunting task to me. So I don't know if those squares will ever get those squares will ever get put together. Let's see. Ken asked me if I think my scroll frame would accept a stiff needlepoint canvas. I don't really have an experience with needlepoint canvas, so I don't know how stiff it is. But if it's really stiff, I think you would probably have a hard time with it. I really don't know. Something that's really, you have to be able to bend it around the rod that holds the fabric in the scroll rod, and so you have to bend it around. And also, there's a certain amount of thickness. The thicker fabric, some of the thicker fabrics that I have, sometimes I have a hard time fitting the rod in with the thicker fabric. So it may be that just needlepoint canvas is too thick to be able to use with the scroll frame. I've never seen anybody try it, so I really don't know. Lynette asked me, on my Red House sampler, am I using the DMC threads? Yes, I'm using DMC. She asked me what color I'm planning on using for the house. And if you know, the house is charted in 321, I think, which is a really bright red. And there are a lot of people who are a little bit hesitant about using that color for that house. I am kind of, but I don't know what I would use differently. So right now I'm planning on using the 321. If it's really bad, I might try to change to like 815 or 816, but I'll decide when I get there and see how it looks. It may be that I decide that it's fine, so we'll see. I just haven't really thought about it that much. Okay. The other thing that I want to do before we get to my stuff is, last time I announced a giveaway, and so I want to announce the winners for the giveaway. And I want to thank everybody who participated. Thank you for all your comments, and thank you for all your well wishes for my reaching 100 FlossTube videos. It was really great to see all your comments. So I had 5 giveaways that I announced, 5 items. And what I didn't announce is some of these items I actually have 2 of. So there are some of these giveaways that I am going to announce to winners. So listen up, okay? The first giveaway that I announced was for the set of stitch cards. I had 149 people enter that giveaway, and the winner is Angela Springett. So Angela, congratulations. The next giveaway is for a series of primitive stitch designs, and I have 2 winners for this giveaway. The first winner is JC Train. And the second winner is Debbie Mason. So JC and Debbie, congratulations. Thank you for participating. I had 39 people who entered that giveaway. The third giveaway was for several summer-themed patterns. I had 73 people enter this giveaway, and I have 2 winners for this giveaway also. The first winner is Kate Brown, and the second winner is Laureen McQuaid. So Kate and Laureen, congratulations. And then I had a giveaway for some quilt patterns and a tote bag. I have 2 winners for this giveaway also. And the first winner is Candy Gordon, and the second winner is Rebecca Phipps. So Candy and Rebecca, congratulations. And then for the final giveaway that I announced was for a book stand, and the winner of that book stand is Donna B. Creates. So Donna, congratulations. Thank you everybody for participating. If you are a winner, all I need is your address so that I can send your prizes to you. You can either send me an email. My email address is in the comments below in the show notes, or you can also DM me on Instagram. Just send me your address, and I will get your prizes sent out to you. Once again, thank you everybody for participating. Okay, one more thing. About a month ago, I was contacted by Olga, who is a representative of the website mybobbin.com. And I know that there have been several other FlossTubers that have also done stuff with mybobbin.com. She offered me the opportunity to request items from her website, and asked me if I would request them, and then kind of show what I received and talk about a little bit of a review of the website. As you know, this is a Russian website that sells mostly Russian patterns. They have a few patterns that aren't Russian. I spent a long time just trying to decide what I thought I would like, and I decided to get a combination of a couple of kits and some electronic patterns as well. And there's some really cool things. I really like the style of some of their patterns. They're very different from some of the patterns that are done by designers in the U.S. So the site, of course, is very easy to navigate. It's very easy to order from, and I'll just share with you what I received. So I ordered a couple of small electronic patterns that I really liked. They're all by a designer named Anna Petinova, and I really like her style. So I got one pattern that was called Red Tulip Cross Stitch, a Red Tulip, and I'll just show you I'll just post a picture of what it looks like. And then another one called Sweet Home, and another one called Winter Guests, and the final pattern that I got was Roses and Strawberries. And I just really like the colors. I really like the style of these patterns. So those are the electronic patterns that I got. As soon as I ordered them, they were available for download. And then I received a package in the mail, and I kind of cheated, but I'm going to kind of open it now. It came in this nice brown paper with silver circles. And I got 2 kits. The first kit, this is kind of a small kit of a house. Of course, I love houses and I love stitching them, so this was right up my alley. It is called I do not see the name of the kit in English here. Anyway, but the name of the company translated into English is Warmth of Your Hands or something like that. So at least that's what it says on the back of the pattern. Oh, yeah, the pattern's name, I just found it. It's this is May Morning. So there's that. And then I also got this. This is a kit by Orton. And it is the Great Wave of Kanagawa. This, of course, is a famous painting by a famous Japanese artist. It has a wave. There are people in boats in the trough of the wave, and then you can see Mount Fuji back in the background. I've seen this a lot. I don't know if specifically this kit, but I've seen a couple of different people who sell interpretations of this, and I kind of like it, so I got that as well. So feel free to check out the mybobbin website if you want to. Okay, so that's about everything for now. Let's talk about what I've been working on. And I need to get something. Okay, so last time I talked to you, I said I was going to do Mania. I said that I was going to do have 5 starts, 1 for each Saturday in May, and I ended up only doing 4. And I'll talk about that a little bit later. But I have had 4 starts. I've worked on 4 different things, and it's been fun. It's kind of fun to start new patterns. The first design that I started was this. This is Joy by AuryTM. Of course, this is one of the patterns that my family gave me for Christmas this year, and so of course I had to start it. And I would love to finish it. This is one of a series of 3, and I would love to stitch all 3. So I've got to get going on it. So, of course, this is Quakers, and there's Mary and Joseph, and the baby Jesus are in the middle around Joy. So I'll show you how much I got finished on this. I am stitching this on 28 count antique. I'm gonna look this up because I don't remember. So I'm going to pull up my spreadsheet so that I can tell you for sure. I'm stitching this on 28 count White Belfast Linen, so it's 32 count, just white. I decided that this would look fine in white. So I started up here in the upper corner, and I got a couple of the great big, there's a lot of stitching in these motifs. They're really big. So I stitched this motif over here and this one, and then there's a couple of little ones, and then I started work on this over here. So I'll give you, once again, it's Quakers. I love stitching Quakers. I don't know why. I think part of it is the symmetry. The symmetry really intrigues me. And these are half rounds. There's basically motifs about the same size that will go all the way around the design. So I only got 2 finished. But I really like these colors. These reds are really pretty. It's kind of different from the other Quakers that I've stitched. So, but I feel like I got a good start on this. So I'm planning on continuing to stitch across the top to get all of the motifs across the top to the next corner, and then I'll start working on the middle which is, the joy is like just right in here. So, but yeah, no, it's fun. I mean, after you kind of get into a rhythm with Quakers, so they kind of get to the point where you just follow a certain pattern. Okay, the next thing that I started, one of the things that I said is that I have several seasonal series that I've stitched one of the designs, and I just decided I needed to at least start one of the others. And this has been bugging me for a long time. I decided it was time to start it. So I started this. This is Autumn Sampler. It's a design by Sandy Orton of Kooler Design Studio. This is available. It was available as a kit. You might be able to find it as a kit, but it's also available on the Kooler Design Studio website as an electronic pattern. So you can easily find this. I stitched the Winter Sampler. This is the same style but for autumn. And I actually think that there's a lot more negative space in this one, so we'll see how long it takes me. Of course, I'll show you what I'm doing. How much I got done. I'm stitching this on 28 count Tea Dyed Monaco. It's the same fabric that I used for Winter Sampler. And just like Winter Sampler, I started down in the lower corner. So this is what it looks like now. So basically all I've stitched is there's a cat on a broomstick, and there's a witch that is a little girl dressed like a witch that sits on the broomstick, and then this is a banner that will say Halloween. So I'm down in the Halloween corner, the Halloween section of the design, and it was fun to stitch. I decided I thought about just stitching it cross country, but there's just so much just because there's so much empty space in this, and it kind of gets harder to do diagonals when you have a lot of empty space. But there's a lot of color changes in here, and I just decided I didn't want to have to deal with trying to decide how I was going to work through all the colors. So I returned to my diagonal stitching. So this one will be interesting. I'm stitching diagonally with empty space. I've done this before with Winter Sampler, and I decided to do it again. So this is what it looks like so far. So all that's left of to stitch of the cat is his paw, and I think a little bit of the hat is left there. And then there's like this ribbon that comes across here that we'll see the next time I do it. So I've got a good start on this corner. So yeah, so this is Autumn Sampler by Sandy Orton of Kooler Design Studio, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of this appear as I find time to stitch it. Okay, then the third design that I started is this. This is Gott 1848. This is a design that is exclusively available at the attic. It's a design by Needlework Press, and this is the attic's 2021 stitch along. So I'm about halfway through the year, so I'm late getting started on it, but I decided I needed to start this. I really like this. I've been into the attic, and I've seen they have the original the original sampler on display, and it looks really cool. So we'll see how my reproduction turns out. It's not going to be done in 2021, unfortunately, but I have got a good start on it. My fabric is I'm stitching this on 46 count straw by Weeks Dye Works, and my fabric is just barely big enough for the design. It is it's so close to the edge that I can't use my scroll bars, so I'm stitching with a hoop, at least along the top. Once I get the top finished, I will see if I can fit this on my scroll bars. But I just stitched this upper corner. I've got the border started, and I also stitched these flowers. I really like the colors. The colors are really pretty. They're a nice blue and red and a light green. They are really, I really like the colors. The floss I'm using is a Versois 103 silk. I really like that silk. It is nice, and it's a nice firm silk, and you don't have to worry about it fraying and looking shaggy when you stitch with it. And it's really a joy to stitch with. So I've really enjoyed working with it. I have a couple of other projects that I am using for it as well. So you can see my hoop marks. Hopefully, I was stitching with a small hoop, and that just felt really confining to me, so I found a larger hoop that I could stitch with, and that was a little bit better. But at first, with that small hoop, I just felt really confined. It felt really like there wasn't any room to kind of spread out. So, but I did accomplish quite a bit. So we'll continue working across the top here over to the other side, and then start working down towards the house in the middle. So that is Gott 1848 by Needlework Press. And then this is the pattern that I started this last week, and I just love this one. So this is Louise. I don't speak French, so I'm going to guess. Louise Lallier, 1901. It's a French sampler by Reflets de Soie, and I've loved seeing this, and so I decided I had to start it, and I am stitching this on 40 count Verdal Evenweave, which I really like this fabric. This is the first time I have used this. It's really nice. A nice even fabric for 40 count, and it's just I've just really enjoyed working with it. This is basically white. So White Verdal Evenweave, and this is what it looks like. And when I've been kind of, the one thing that I've been worried about with this is this border is big and wide, and it is complicated. There's lots and lots of colors in here. And I was worried that I would get a little bit discouraged by all the color changes. But I am just really, this has to be one of my favorites so far. I just really enjoyed working on this, partly because I just love the colors. There's just so, and I just, it's just been really fun to stitch. And I'm like driven to continue working on this border. I'd love to work. This is a design that so far, I think I could work on this exclusively. I won't, because I probably would get tired of it eventually. But so all I was able to do, was stitch this corner with these 3 flowers. You can tell it's a corner. So this is going to come out this way. The colors alternate with this kind of pink and purple flower and this red flower, and then there's like buds and other flowers in here as well. But yeah, like I said, it's just been, I just love seeing this take shape. I just love the way it looks. Those colors are just so so delicate and so pretty. This is going to be a huge project. I didn't realize how big it was until I actually started stitching it and looked at my spreadsheet and realized how long this is going to take me. This is a huge piece. You know, it's 40 count, so it doesn't look as big, but there's a lot of stitches in here, and I have to go clear around. This is actually my largest WIP stitch count, stitch-wise. The stitch count is larger than anything else that I'm working on. And yeah, my spreadsheet says that this is going to take, well, I'll show you in a minute. I'll show you what I mean. But yeah, I would have loved to get to the first letter. There's an A here. I would have loved to have gotten to that, but I didn't get to that point. So I'd like to do another flower and get a little bit more down here before I start working on the letters. Yeah. So my spreadsheet says almost 300 days to stitch this. I don't think that's entirely accurate because the border is really complicated. The letters are not going to be complicated. So once I get down into the letters, I'll be covering more ground. But this border is just going to be a long time coming. But like I say, I don't regret that at all. I am looking forward to working on that some more. So those are the 4 projects that I started, and I said I was going to do 5. I was going to do another start a couple days ago, and there's just, I think I've hit my limit. I'm up to 14 WIPs, and there was just, I just couldn't start anything. There was just too much resistance to starting something. So the pieces that I haven't been stitching on are starting to say, what about me? And so this week I've actually started working on a mid-Amish life, which is my focus piece. I need to get a mid-Amish life finished to justify all the starts that I've done. And it's going to be a while. It's going to take a while for me to do that. I'm not going to show you what a mid-Amish life looks like now. Well, I'll post a picture of what it looked like the last time you saw it, because it really hasn't changed that much. But that's what I'm going to be working on this week. And then the week after, I'm going to be doing time and season sampler. So I'm starting back through picking off where I left off in my rotation. And hopefully when I get through all of my rotation, I'll pick up these pieces that I started this month. So they're not going to be completely abandoned. They'll come up in a few months. Anyway, so that's kind of my plans. I'll show you my WIP status graph. Just to show you, I now have 14 WIPs, so this is growing a little bit. And you can see my line that predicts how many more days I have to stitch. You can see how Louise just dominates this graph. So it's going to be a long time. But I'm excited to get back to this. Mid-Amish Life says I have about 49 days to stitch on it. I don't know how accurate that is. That may be low, it may be high. It kind of depends on, I'm getting out of the complicated section and getting into a more normal section, so things may speed up a little bit. We'll see what happens. This week will be a good indication for that. So that's basically what I'm going to be working on. Those are my plans anyway. Okay, I have one last thing to talk to you about. I had a viewer who offered me this, and I'm really excited to share. This has offered me this magazine as something that I could use for a giveaway. And I'm really excited to share this with you. This is cross stitch and needlework. The winter 2016 issue of cross stitch and needlework. This is a special issue. This was the last issue of cross stitch and needlework. This was their final issue. And what's special about it is they didn't. They basically printed some of their old and most popular designs. So you have this sampler that's on the cover, and there's also some really cool designs. Some of them that are in the 101 Best Loved Designs of Cross Stitch and Country Crafts, which is the book that I am using to stitch a mid-Amish life. So I'll just show you a couple of the, there is a couple of the designs in here. These are some designs from the 80s and 90s mostly. So there's this front door trio. It's a set of 3 designs of front doors. This, I remember when this was first published, this heart-shaped candy box with candies, which I was really intrigued by this. I'm not sure that I'll ever stitch it, but I really thought that looked cool. This is a flower shop by Patricia Underly. I think that's how she pronounces her name. This is a 3-dimensional design. You stitch the outside, it's stitched on 2 pieces of fabric, and you cut away the windows to see the flowers that are in the back. So that one is also a cool design that I really liked. And there is this, I don't, if you remember, this is a bridge in Madison County, Iowa. They did a series of 4 bridges, and this is one of the bridges. So they don't have all 4 in here, but they do have this one. And this is another. The bridges. This is something that I've wanted to stitch for a while. The bridges. There's 1 bridge for each season, so it's another one of those seasonal series. I think this is the spring series. It's the Imes Bridge. This is another design that's very, very popular. Gathering Honey. There's actually another design, a rose garden design. That's not in here, but there's a companion piece to this also. But there's Gathering Honey, which I have seen people stitching this on Instagram. This is another design that I want to stitch sometime. A Mid-Amish Life. A Mid-Amish Life is in this magazine. So if you are looking for a Mid-Amish Life, if you can find the winter 2016 issue of Cross Stitch and Needlework, it's here. Let's see. I'll show you a couple of other designs that are in here. There's the design on the cover again. This band sampler. This is kind of a cool band sampler. That one I don't remember as being something old, something. Here is one of those stockings that Handwork Maniac has stitched. So here's one of the stockings that's also available in here. This is the music room. Santa's List. This is another Santa that I've wanted to stitch. And yeah, so There are a few small designs that I didn't show you, but there's all of these designs in here. So we're going to do a giveaway. If you would like to have this magazine, I know everybody is looking for. There are a ton of people who are looking for a mid-Amish life. Here's your chance, another chance to get a mid-Amish life. And yeah, so if you would like to receive this magazine, all you need to do is comment below. Let's see. I guess we will use the keyword magazine. So if you use the word magazine in your comments, you will be entered in a giveaway, and be entered in to win this magazine. So good luck. I hope that you all enjoyed that and enjoy that giveaway. I'm really excited to give that magazine away. Okay, so that's about all I have to share with you. As always, if you want to follow my daily progress, you can follow me on Instagram. I am at blitstitch on Instagram. If you haven't, feel free to subscribe to my channel so that you can be notified when I post new videos. You can also feel free to like this video if you've enjoyed it. I also enjoy hearing from you and would be glad to answer any questions that you have for me. Thank you for spending time with me. I hope that you have a great week and a great month, and we will talk to you later. Goodbye.